The night the message came, the sky did not look ordinary. Aria had always felt different from the rest of the world. Since childhood, she would look up at the stars and feel as if they were looking back at her. While others saw distant lights scattered across darkness, she saw memory. She saw home. She lived quietly on the edge of a small coastal town where the ocean hummed ancient songs against the shore. Her cottage was simple, wrapped in vines and moonlight, filled with books about energy, consciousness, and the forgotten history of Gaia. For years, Aria had sensed that something was approaching. Not danger, not chaos, but change. The elders who once visited her in dreams called her a starseed, a soul that had chosen to incarnate on Earth to assist in its awakening. Whether this was imagination or truth, she did not know. But the feeling never left her. On the evening everything shifted. The air felt charged. The wind moved differently, like a whisper trying to form words. Aria stepped outside, barefoot on the cool grass, her heart unusually steady. Then she heard it. 3 soft knocks on her wooden door. Her breath paused. No one ever came this late. The source had spoken to her before through signs, through intuition, through dreams. But tonight, she felt something stronger, as if an invisible hand had gently rearranged the threads of her destiny. She walked to the door slowly. Each step felt like crossing an unseen threshold. When she opened it, she did not see a stranger. She saw recognition. Standing beneath the silver glow of the moon was a man with eyes that held galaxies. His presence was calm, grounded, yet expansive, as though he carried the silence between stars within him. "Aria," he said softly. Her name on his lips felt like a memory returning. "Do I know you?" she asked, though her heart already whispered yes. "My name is Elian," he replied, "and we have been searching for each other longer than this lifetime." The world did not spin. There was no dramatic storm. Only stillness. Deep, sacred stillness. Aria felt no fear. Only clarity. Elian stepped back slightly, giving her space. "I won't cross your threshold without your invitation," he said gently. Something about his respect made her trust him instantly. "You can come in," she answered. And with that, the timeline shifted. They spoke through the night. Not about small things, but about everything. Elian told her he had grown up in another country, far from the ocean. Since childhood, he had dreamed of a cottage by the sea and a woman who stood beneath the stars as if they were speaking to her. "I used to think it was fantasy," he admitted, "but the dreams never stopped. And 3 weeks ago, I heard a voice in meditation." Aria's heartbeat quickened. What did it say? It said, "It is time. Go to her door." Silence wrapped around them like a blessing. Aria closed her eyes. The source. The same energy that had whispered to her for years. "Why now?" she asked quietly. "Because the earth is changing," Elian replied. "And so are we." He explained that many starseeds were awakening across the planet, remembering their purpose, feeling the call to unite. Not for romance alone, but for balance, for anchoring light, for raising consciousness through presence and partnership. Aria had always walked her path alone. She believed love might distract her from her mission. But sitting across from Elian, she realized something profound. What if love was the mission? Not attachment, not possession, but sacred union, a partnership rooted in growth. The following days unfolded like pages already written in the cosmos. They walked along the shoreline at sunrise, speaking of past lives that felt strangely familiar. They meditated beneath ancient trees, sensing energy flowing through their palms when they sat close. There was no rush, no demand, only unfolding. One afternoon, while the sky turned gold, Aria asked the question lingering in her heart. "How do I know this is an illusion?" Elian smiled softly. "You don't," he said. "You feel it." He took a small crystal from his pocket, a simple piece of clear quartz. "I've carried this since I was 17, he said. "It always warmed my hand when I thought about the woman from my dreams. Yesterday, when I stood at your door, it felt like sunlight." He placed it on the table between them. Aria hesitated, then placed her hand over it. Warmth spread instantly through her palm. Tears filled her eyes, not of sadness, but recognition. The source had not sent a savior. It had sent a mirror. As weeks passed, their connection deepened beyond words. They did not need grand declarations. Their love was quiet, intentional. They cooked meals together, laughing when flour dusted the counters. They read poetry aloud in the evenings. They spoke about their fears openly. The fear of loss, of vulnerability, of trusting something so rare. One night, Aria confessed, "I'm afraid this is too good, that it will disappear." Elian looked at her with steady warmth. "Nothing real disappears," he said. "It transforms." He explained that their union was not meant to escape the world, but to serve it. Together, they began hosting small gatherings at the cottage, inviting others who felt spiritually adrift. They created safe spaces for meditation, for honest conversation, for remembering. People began arriving from neighboring towns. They spoke of synchronicities, of dreams, of feeling called. Aria